Welcome back to the News Media. Now, ladies and gentlemen, 95% of registered voters in this country of Kenya have so many reasons of voting against the leaders that they elected in 2022, starting from MCA to president ahead of 2027 general election, because even as we speak right now, it has been revealed that some members of parliament have been receiving letters for the employment of teachers in this country of Kenya through an illegal process, and then selling them to poor Kenyans for cash, 400,000, whereby this has been revealed by the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Masika Wetangula. Lakini kuna wengine bado wanaimba two-term, but they don't know what is happening in this country of Kenya. Baada ya kupewa 50 bob, 1,000 bob, ama baada ya kukua hired as goon ama gang, hawa wanaimba two-term, kume bila break, yet they don't know how the system in this country of Kenya is working.
But two-term, come closer, because I want you to tell me what you think Wetangula means.
Kuna wabunge wetu wengine na wapeleka kwa rais, anawapatia kila mtu barua 10 za walimu, unasikia wameuza. Sasa kama mtu hajiwezi, wewe ni night nurse vile huyo mama alisema, na unamuuliza 1,400 umpe barua ya walimu apatie mtoto yake. To
us the people, when William Samoei was campaigning in 2022, he promised that under his leadership watu wa chini watakuwa kwa serikali yake, mara bodaboda rider, mara mama mboga, mara walimu, mara nini. But right now it is now happening opposite. Ruto promised that his government itakuwa ni serikali wa hustler, lakini saizi hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Corruption imeharibu kila kitu. William Samoei is the person who promised to end corruption in this country of Kenya.
If I get the opportunity to run a government, there will be no corruption because there will be no money to steal, because every coin will be used. There will be no coin that will be loitering anywhere for anybody to steal.
But right now, his government is leading in corruption, seriously. And before we proceed, allow me to play for you a clip of the video of NTV that is having exclusive information concerning to what I was trying to talk about on this particular video. And before you watch the video, please ensure that you like the video. When you like the video, you automatically show us your support on what I'm doing on this platform. Thank you so much for that support of the like. Can you listen to NTV injecting the system of William Samoei Ruto?
Imebainika kwamba baadhi ya wabunge wamekuwa wakipokea barua za kuajiri walimu kwa njia haramu huko Ikulu, na kisha wanawauzia Wakenya maskini kwa shilingi 1,400. Haya yametangazwa na Spika wa Bunge la Kitaifa Moses Wetangula, aliyefichua kwamba njama hiyo huanzia katika Ikulu ya Rais.
Kwa mara nyingine tena, kiongozi mkuu serikalini anayepaswa kuheshimu sheria na kulinda katiba ameelezea peupe jinsi viongozi wakuu serikalini wakiongozwa na rais mwenyewe wanavyoendelea kuvunja sheria bila kujali.
Kuna wabunge wetu wengine na wapeleka kwa rais, anawapatia kila mtu barua 10 za walimu, unasikia wameuza.
Spika akaonekana kupasua mbarika zaidi kwa kutangaza kwamba baadhi ya wabunge huzipokea na kugeuka kuanza biashara ya utapeli na magendo kwa kuwafyonza damu wananchi maskini.
Sasa kama mtu hajiwezi, wewe ni night nurse vile huyo mama alisema, na unamuuliza 1,400 umpe barua ya walimu apatie mtoto yake, hiyo pesa atatoa wapi? That is immoral, na hatuwezi kukubali uongozi kama huo.
Matamshi ya Spika Wetangula yakioana na ya rais mwenyewe aliyeweka wazi mbele ya waumini wa dhehebu la Korino alipokutana nao Ikulu.
Vile nilitoa nafasi kwa watoto wa Korino waajiriwe kama walimu, mimi nimefurahi sana. Ripoti nimepata ya kwamba walimu wa Korino ni sharp kama vile mmeona Esther hapa. Kwa hivyo, kwa sababu mfanya kazi mzuri, Mimi nawaongezea tena leo watoto wenu wengine 50 mulete tuwaajiri kama walimu. Wewe Bwana Gatesha, pangana na hawa viongozi na mugawe vizuri.
Wanne ambao walikuwa kazi wakatoka, rais ameniamrisha warudi kazi immediately.
Kwa mjibu wa katiba, ni tume ya huduma za kuajiri walimu nchini TSC iliyo na mamlaka ya kipekee ya kuajiri walimu au kuwasimamisha kazi, na hivyo basi kile ambacho mihimili miwili ya serikali ikiwa ni serikali kuu na bunge zimekuwa zikifanya ni ukiukaji wa sheria bila kujali. TSC ni mojawapo ya tume ambazo zinapaswa kuwa huru wala sio kikaragosi.
It is at an alarming rate. The Teacher Service Commission to some level has abdicated its role and co-function of employment of teachers. Never in the history of Teacher Service Commission that we saw what is happening now. TSC should be ready to work and operate within its mandate. What has been happening is a shock.
Baadhi ya Wakenya wameelezea kughadhabishwa kwao na matamshi ya kiongozi wa muhimili mmoja wa serikali, Spika wa Bunge la Taifa Moses Wetangula, alivyosimulia jinsi wanasiasa ndio wanaoendesha shughuli ya kuajiri walimu. Aprili mwaka 2025, aliyekuwa waziri Moses Kuria pia alielezea kukerwa kwake na jinsi wanasiasa wanavonadi barua za kuajiri walimu katika mikutano ya hadhara na kwenye matanga.
But you must be fair and human. The idea of picking on a teacher who completed college in 2023 and leaving out one who completed teacher training college in 2010 leaves more questions than answers.
Matamshi ya Spika wa Bunge la Taifa Moses Wetangula kumwaga mtama namna Ikulu inavyotumika kutoa kiholela barua za kuajiri walimu kwa wabunge wanaounga mkono serikali, ni wazi kwamba walio upande wa upinzani wanauma huu. Duncan Hemba, NTV.
Kazi kuntu Duncan.
So that is what is happening. But kuna wengine bado wanaimba 2 term 10 bila break. Yet they don't know how things are happening secretly under the leadership of William Ruto. They don't know how some MPs, how members of parliament are working.
1 year to go, the 13th parliament will arguably go down in the country's political history as the most corrupt legislature. President William Ruto, cabinet secretaries and governors have all publicly complained that MPs have been demanding for bribes for them to have favorable reports. Now, some MPs too have also confessed receiving bribes. But as our senior political affairs reporter Chris Tairu reports, the speakers of both houses, Moses Wetangula and Amason Jeffa Kingi, have also faced the wrath of Kenyans with accusations they have been compromised by the executive arm of the government, leaving both chambers of parliament toothless in their execution of their mandate.
With exactly 1 year remaining before members of parliament go back to the ballot and seek a fresh mandate from the electorate, the 13th parliament will best be remembered as a house of many firsts. First, it will go down the annals of history as the first legislative house in the country to use the 2010 constitution and impeach a sitting deputy president. However, the process of impeaching former deputy president Rigathi Gachagua exposed the legislators, casting doubt on their integrity after Gachagua and some of his close allies revealed that members received as much as 10 million shillings per senator to impeach him.
Gladys boss Sholei told William Ruto in a public rally, "You told us to get rid of Rigiji, we did. You had it." Members of parliament were paid 500,000. Members of the Senate were paid 10 million shillings each to impeach me by William Ruto. He is the one who has taught parliament to be corrupt.
Another first for the 13th parliament is members themselves confessing that indeed money exchanged hands, something that initially remained in the grapevines. The president also confessing about the August house being corrupt.
Kuna kitu ilitembea hapo huko bunge. Wacha niseme ukweli. Kuna kitu litembea nini? Na accounting officer alikuwa mtu naitwa Aaron Cherioti, ndio alikuwa accounting officer. Wengine nimeona wanarukaruka hapa, walikamata hizo vitu na hawakujenga boma.
Do you for example know, munisikize vizuri, do you for example know that a few members of your committee collected 10 million shillings so that you could pass that law on anti-money laundering? Did you get the money? No. So, and they are collecting money in the name of Parliament. And some of the time, or most of the time, that money never gets to Parliament, it gets to a few people.
It will also be remembered that it's the first August House to be raided by protesters who stormed the House and chased away MPs, a breach that saw several youths shot dead within and without the chambers.
This actually should be very worrying for Kenyans, because they're not even trying to hide it. Some of those parliamentarians themselves are the ones who go to try and extort governors, especially senators. You've had cases of them saying, look, for us to look at your accounts, you have to come a certain way. The president said this is what's happening. Figures were quoted. If members of parliament who are elected are behaving this way, how do you expect the other members of public to behave? I mean, it seems to be a norm that for anything to move, for anything to happen and function in the country of Kenya, there has to be a bribe or some facilitation of books.
The conduct of the two speakers of parliament has also been drawn to the limelight, with critics accusing them of tampering with the independence of parliament due to their political leanings. The High Court has gone as far as asking the two speakers to desist from engaging in partisan politics by openly campaigning for President Ruto through the so-called empowerment programs.
First of all, they're very biased and they're very partisan in the first place. So we cannot even talk about their conduct, because if a speaker has been elected because they were Kenya Kwanza, then they're already been compromised. A lot of members of parliament who are objective and who would like to stand firm with the people who elected them don't even get a chance to debate on the floor of the house, because they know they will say something that is not palatable to the regime of the day. So the speakers of both houses, first of all, are the first people who should be blamed in all of this.
Parliamentary committees have also been accused of demanding bribes from governors and cabinet secretaries. What surprises more is that despite all these confessions by members themselves, anti-corruption agencies and investigating teams have remained silent on the rot in the 13th Parliament. Can the 13th Parliament use the remaining 1 year to redefine themselves and save their dented image before facing the electorate next year?
Nyinyi mko huko mnaimba totem. Wengine hata hawaangaliangi social media. They don't even watch national television.
Sifuna actually mentioned and talked about this and said that the president is handing out envelopes of Teacher Service Commission.
Rais anachukua barua anapatia wabunge. Barua za TSC. Of course Sifuna hapati, wanasema hizo barua ni za watu wa broad base.
Upati.
Awanipi bana. Wewe acha nikuambie hii story. Unajua ni kitu kigumu sana.
So Teacher Service Commission is implicated in this statement 100%, and this means that the Ministry of Education, the Cabinet Secretary Education, the Permanent Secretary Education, all these are implicated, and this is the government that we want to push beyond 2027.
Kwa watoto wa Korino waajiriwe kama walimu. Mimi nimefurahi sana. Ripoti nimepata ya kwamba walimu wa Korino ni sharp kama vile mmeona Esther hapa. Kwa sababu mmefanya kazi mzuri. Mimi nawaongezea tena leo watoto wenu wengine 50 mulete tuwaajiri kama walimu. Wewe Bwana Gatesha, pangana na hawa viongozi na mugawe vizuri.
This is the government that we want to take beyond 2027. It has come to the point that they are currently very shameless.
Nne ambao walikuwa kazi wakatoka, rais ameniamrisha warudi kazi immediately.
The Teacher Service Commission to some level has abdicated its role and co-function of employment of teachers.
So I want you to tell me, is this the government that you want to take beyond 2027? Is this the government that you and me would actually desire and say that this is the government of Kenya, this is the government that we want. Is this what we want really for us?
Kuna wabunge wetu wengine na wapeleka kwa rais, anawapatia kila mtu barua 10 za walimu, unasikia wameuza.
Does it even make sense to you that this is actually happening in our country? And the national speaker, the speaker of the National Assembly is the one admitting this. And the president is 100% implicated when they are visiting him. It is nonsense. This is complete nonsense. This is why I'm saying this is not the right government for us. I'm telling you, this is not the right government for Kenyans. You and me, we don't deserve this government. So come 2027, we need to bring sanity. We need to bring meritocracy.
We will never, ever deviate from bearing true faith and allegiance to the people of Kenya to please someone so that I look like a respectable young boy who addresses grown-ups with respect. I will never abandon this oath because I took it knowing what I was reading.
Then we cannot sit and watch as our president, our speaker of National Assembly, and I'm not surprised even maybe the deputy president and all the cabinet secretaries are actually doing this. And as much as and as long as you are part of this government and you are part of the broad-based government, that is the only way for you to bring this money down to the people. So we are not really following merit. And therefore, when our education system is going to be washed down because people are now corrupt, this is 100% corruption. Who are we going to blame? Ourselves? Yes. Beyond 2027, we have to blame ourselves because it doesn't make sense to me that we are here claiming that this is the best government for us. And yet, our Speaker of the National Assembly, the President, the members of Parliament, are all in cahoot, selling our nation piece by piece. You are stealing from the Mwananchi, you end up again stealing from that Mwananchi you are taking it to, who you stole from in the first place, and we call this a government.
They don't watch KTN, Citizen TV, NTV, TV47, and other social media platform in this country of Kenya. Kazi ni kuimba tu two-term, 10 bila break, yet things are not okay in this country of Kenya under the government of William Ruto that they are busy praising and campaigning for the re-election. How are you? Just imagine, 400,000. Why, Mr. President? Why don't you look for a wonderful way of solving such kind of minor issues, Mr. President? Why are you painting bad leadership, bad picture under your leadership? These MPs, we elected them to go and serve our interest as common Mwananchi. That one is not happening. Instead of serving these MPs serving our interest, they are busy serving the interest of the government. Then you expect us to vote for you again. In fact, hawa wabunge inafaa tuwatoe kabisa. Hawa wabunge. And that is why I normally say that come 2027 general election, on 10th August 2027, we need to be very, very careful while voting. In fact, we need to focus on presidential seat, Senate seat, and parliament seat. Hizo, hawa wabunge, hawa masenators, inafaa tukue makini sana ukifika kwa ballot yao. Be careful. These three ballot, ya president, ya MP, na ya senators, we need to vote wisely because that is where things are happening. That is the reason why we are facing different challenges since 2022 last general election in this country of Kenya. But sometimes, I don't blame the leaders that we elected in 2022. I do blame the citizen in this country of Kenya. Sometimes we are the problem. Because you just know that this leader cannot serve, cannot lead. It's a corrupt leader. You have so many cases. But after kukupatia pesa, inafanya akili yako isikumbuke kile ambacho alifanya, ama kesi ambayo yako nayo, ama venye yako. After handout, kila kitu iko tu sawa. We normally do a very, very big mistake by recycling bad leaders to occupy public offices starting from MCA to president. Wachana na zile viti za minister, CSS nini, zile rais ndio wanachagua. But hizi zingine kutoka MC mpaka president, we need to be very careful. Zile za cabinet, zile ni rais ndio anachagua. Of which tukichagua rais mzuri, atachagua makabinet wazuri. Tukichagua rais mbaya, ni lazima tutachagua tu rais mbaya. atachagua tu cabinet mbaya, which is true. In 2022, 95% of Kenyans vote for Ruto because of sympathy on how Uhuru Kenyatta used to treat him during his campaign. In 2022, we vote for Ruto because of his good manifesto. Many Kenyans, in fact, the youth in this country of Kenya fall under the manifesto of William Samoei Ruto. Bottom up, hustler, mama mboga, sijui mara nini. The manifesto of William Samoei Ruto was a manifesto that was going to change this country of Kenya. Kabisa, ilikuwa ile manifesto mzuri sana. But what happened? Baada ya kuingia kwa serikali, things are not working. What is working? Kuna corruption. Watu wanaiba pesa. We are not saying that the government of William Samoei Ruto is not working. No. We are saying that this government is working, but kuna wizi ndani. Hatujakataa Ruto afanye kazi. Ruto anafanya kazi. But kwa zile vitu ambavyo Ruto amefanya tangu achaguliwe kama rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, kuna wizi hapo ndani. Hapo ndio tuko na shida. Rais anafanya kazi na vizuri sana. But kwa hizo vitu zenye anafanya, kuna corruption hapo ndani. Kama sio corruption, watu hawalipwi. Pesa inakuja na wengine hapati pesa. Like yesterday, I did a video here explaining to you on how some employees, affordable employees, were protesting in Kapsabet and Eldoret Road because of the money. Hawakuwa wamelipwa. Yani kama watu walipwi, ni hii ingine. I don't know what is wrong with this government. There is no single day that nimeshawahi amka nikapata kama the government of William Samoei Ruto is trending. That this time around, they have done something good. Ati project ingine yenye wamefanya ina trend kwa Twitter, yani Kenyans are appreciating him of doing something good. Hakuna. I have never heard Kenyans appreciating the government of William Samoei Ruto since 2022. Sijaiona ati leo Ruto ana trend kwa Twitter, ana trend kwa YouTube, ana trend kwa Facebook, mara kwa TikTok, Instagram. Sijaiona. Ama wana trend saa ngapi? Ama watu wakilala. I have never heard. So this government needs prayer. Kenya need to have a new government. Kenya need to have a new government. Kenya need to have new fresh leaders. Fresh leaders. Fresh from the lake. Because how ambao tumekuwa tukichagua tangu enzi za Moi, they are busy, they are just there for business. 95% of leaders in this country of Kenya that are occupying public offices, starting from MCA to president, are just there for business. And that is the reason why they normally invest on it. Hakuna kitu ingine. How watu wanakuanga hapo, they normally occupy those public offices because of money, because of wealth. Right now, if you want to be rich in Kenya, just be a member of parliament. 5 years is enough for you to be rich. Even 2 years, utakuwa na pesa. Utakuwa na pesa. Right now, if you want to be rich faster, within 5 years, be a member of parliament. Ama a governor. Hizo tu, wachana na MCA haina pesa. MCA si mshahara wake ni 150,000. 150,000. Hiyo tu. If you want to be rich in Kenya, just be a member of parliament. Boom. Ni kama utaki kukua rich. So, what I will say, I'm trying to say that we have so many reasons to vote against them, to vote against the government of William Samoei Ruto and other offices. We have so many. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the video, comment, share, and don't forget to turn on notification bell for more updates daily. And lastly, to those Kenyans that are chanting two-term, be careful. I'm not saying that you should stop chanting two-term. It is your right to do what you want, but be very, very careful. That is my question. That is my point. That is my word. Tukutane kwa video itakayofuata, wapenzi watazamaji. Bye bye.